Title 17 U.S. Code 512F provides penalties for the deliberate misrepresentation of copyright infringement. The owners and authors of this video, the common denominator, and the Paramystic Broadcast Channel are a nonprofit 501c3 exempt organization and believes in good faith that it constitutes educational fair use, as per Title 17 U.S.C. 107. Persons, agencies, attorneys, and or social media algorithms filing a false or frivolous Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint may be subject to civil liability. Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, viewer discretion is advised.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him
Hello, welcome to another What's Really Going On in America. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I've been thinking this whole entire week what I wanted to say, and let's just say, so here's the list of things that we conservatives have. We have all the information. We've spoken out against the government. We will sometimes win a battle, only to have to fight a bigger battle. And if that's not enough, the government retaliates against us harder than we've ever been than ever. Like, Like, seriously, we end up getting hit harder by our own government. And that should be no surprise because people in power likes to take control of everything over themselves, over other people, just like any other country. And it's time that, and then we vote the same type of career politicians in, and that goes on both sides, Democrats and Republicans. And people will say, oh, if you vote the third party, you'll just be wasting your vote. No. If we if we had more information out there, which if let me put it this way, if you want me to do research because you have a career politician in your area that you do not want to be in politics again and you want something better, I can help you. I will do the research. You just tell me who it is, what they're running for, and I will find you alternatives if they are out there. And you will actually have alternatives for the presidential 100% for sure with everyone who's running for president. If it's independent, if it's a libertarian, the and of course Trump will most likely become the Republican candidate. And if Joe Biden becomes Democrat again, boy, it it would definitely have to take an inventive way for him to win, because let me tell you, this no there's no way he could actually win at this moment. But yeah, it's so our next step, I believe, should be looking for alternatives in different parties. We have Libertarian, we have Green, we have Keystone, we have a constitutional party, believe it or not, starting up. And I'm hoping to get someone from the constitutional party onto this show. So if you know someone who's in the constitutional party, please let them know that I want them on this show, because it is high time we ditch career politicians. Also, because we gotta stop the insanity. We pick someone because they're in a Republican or Democrat party. Just because they're in a political party doesn't mean they have your best interest in mind. Nikki Haley proved that. So what if she was the nominee for Republican? Would you say, oh, well, it's better than Biden? No. If I had to choose between Biden, Nikki Haley, or Laws Mapstead, I picked a libertarian. I don't agree with one thing the one issue, which he would be like, oh, just give abortions. But you know what? Nikki Haley would send your kids out to die for no reason. So there's death and money monger right there. Biden, of course, would let every child die if it's in a war or abortion. Either way. But Laws Mapstead, in spite of that, I would say would save a lot more lives by end the Fed and stop taxation and everything that would do us all harm all at once. Now, I have a friend, and yes, Maria Haunted Hellcat. Thank you. I could not wait to do this show either. What's that to your upper left? Oh, this thing. Oh, Lisa Scheller gave that to me. I'll have to I'll get back to you next week on it if you're here, but it's something I hang. Lisa Scheller had a what you call it, a unwarming party, so that's something I took from her home. She was insistent that we all take something. But yeah, thank you. And Maria Haunted Hellcat, I see that you couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to do this show either. But a friend of mine, Maria Montero, who's running for Congress for the Republican Party. Of course, right now she's running against Delica and McKenzie for the position, for the nominee. You know, you got two guys, career politicians, and well, let's just say I'm not going to vote for them. They had their chance. Maria Montero is brand new. I know what she stands for, and she has a very unique stance on an abortion. Not that she condones it, but rather she, like, of course we want to end it. But she wants to get to the heart of the matter, not just, some females may get abortions due to fear. They may, or other emotional reasons. But she says, let's look for different alternatives that will save the baby's life in the womb. So it's not always the what is happening, but it's the why. So I would support her for that stance, but if it wasn't but if I had the choice between career politicians on Republican and Susan Wild, I would definitely be looking for a third party to vote for. Absolutely 100% be looking for a third party. Because I am just tired of people being in politics and getting nothing done. Or not fighting hard enough, or bending to the will of evil. just because they don't want to lose money themselves. And that's what it comes down to, money. You know, it's people have the love for money, and that can corrupt even the best of people here on this earth. And that can go on either side. And this is why many of you are saying the speaker, you know, we had 2 speakers already. And and of course, too many of the Republicans cave to the Democrats. And it's because they got something to lose by not caving in. And you know, the government is afraid of a shutdown when it doesn't even affect their paychecks. Imagine that. We need, you know, the next government, you know, we need to change the government shutdown to, if you're shutting down the government, you pay the government employees and everyone else their salaries, but we stop the politicians. How fast would things turn around if we stopped the salaries of our government elected officials? You know, Congress, mayors, Congress, mayors, presidents, you know, and so forth. I guarantee things would turn around so quick. So, when are we going to do something different? When are we doing something different, guys? Because if we the people don't unite now, there won't be a country to save. And we'll end up being like Venezuela. And let me tell you, it's definitely our Second Amendment rights that keeps the government at bay. It keeps invaders at bay if they are military or non-military. But here we are. But here we are, living our lives, not taking, like we talk some good actions, but the government just hits us harder. And all they're doing is retaliating, and we're just allowing it. We vote for the same people over and over, and then we fight among each other. And then, if that's not enough, we're giving money to the Democratic, Socialist Party by giving to companies that are supporting it. You don't have to give directly. You know, you can give to the Democratic Party indirectly by who you give your money to for services and products. You know, it used to be if you supported Walmart, you supported a CEO's third yacht or a private jet or a Lamborghini. But now, and if you supported a local business, you supported a child's next meal or the owner's next meal. But now, if you give to a democratic company, you're giving into socialism, you're giving into communism, and you're supporting big companies like Amazon. Still, I see it when you post your when the authors, conservative authors, get put their books on the Kindle, instead of Nook. And I don't know about Barnes and Noble as much yet, but that's something I should look into. Is even having a Nook any good now? Or should a conservative start having their own ebook company? But I will definitely look into that. Hopefully, Barnes and Noble either remains neutral or on our side. And then another one is, but then there's a local business here in my hometown, that supports Democrats all the way, Democratic policies and all that. Now, before all the insanity began, I would just support them, hoping they would give, hope, because it's a local business, local businesses should be supported over big businesses best I can. And I would be like, okay, I'm feeding someone's child. I'm helping a homeowner or a renter have shelter over their head. Now, I won't do it unless if it's a conservative business. Because why should I give to a company that wants me dead? Wants you dead? That's so we definitely need to think about where we're spending our money. Instead of Amazon, why not put your money in Public Square for Patriots or My Patriot Supply? 3 great alternatives to Amazon. I will not buy from Amazon ever again. We need to give them the Bud Light treatment. They're giving their money to woke corporate, they give it into the wokeness. In fact, their bathrooms, in the men's bathroom, there's tampons in there. And I'm not joking. I know, it just sounded like Biden saying that, but it's true. So why would a conservative want to give them business? We could be helping Public Square have a digital platform for books if we continue supporting them by giving them our money. You want to support a local business. go to my website, get a Human Lives Matter t-shirt, and spread unity in humanity. To end, because you know what? That's because you know what? When you give to someone like me or Public Square, my Patriot Supply, or For Patriots, you're giving to conservative values here in this country. You are here. You would be giving to businesses, organizations that have the same political values as you. But sadly, we're we're just not that united yet. So when will we be united? Thankfully, there are some who are united as much as I am. The Paramystic, who helped me with this podcast, who continues giving me good advice when I definitely need it. The Common Denominator reached out to me, had me on his show twice, or it could be 3 times. I forgot now. My buddy Steve Lynch, great guy, and he supports what I do. In fact, he had one of my t-shirts on to advertise for it. And in spite of that, those same patriots that follows him barely bought. Not one person bought because of him. I had Mindy Robinson, great gal, very smart, very united. One of the greatest patriots. She had one of my shirts on, advertised for me. And you would think with all the shares on X, like I think it's about 40, 100, whatever it is now, it still wasn't enough for me to make sales. But you know who bought my shirts? Okay. So I had a couple conservatives. One of them bought 10 of them. I had a guy who bought 5, and he's more of a middle ground. Great guy he is. Which it was easy to reach. But I guess he has a busy life. And then I had a liberal buy one. Well, okay, a few liberals buy them. That's right. A few liberals who disagree with nearly everything I say, found middle ground with me to say human lives matter. That's right. I wear this shirt proudly and loudly. And yes, in my minority neighborhood, where liberals and leftists would say, oh, dare wear that in front of black people. I do. And you know what? They love it. Because you know what? Because I treat them as a human being. And the one guy that did get mad at, seemed to get mad at me for wearing it. He asked me, why do I wear it? And I said, because you're a good human being who deserves dignity, honor, and respect. He turned around, walked away, but everyone else loved it. Only one issue, and it was de-escalated. I do de-escalation better than cops, as you can tell. And then I even had a leftist support me once. But patriots? Not as united as the leftist. And we need to do better at that. The leftists will spend all their money on leftist agendas, and they will not spend their money on conservatives typically. If they find out it's a patriot-owned company, they won't spend their money there. They're going to go to Amazon and everything that goes for them. But what does the right wing do? Still spends money on Amazon, still supports Amazon by putting their ebooks on them, knowing that they're woke. I mean, do they have to go to the extreme like Bud Light did or Netflix did in order to realize that they should have never gotten your money, our money, that we worked hard for? I mean, it's just, we need to do better. We need to do better than this. And I'm not begging to become big, in case that's what you're wondering. I'm just saying that everyone, every patriot, there's a few pages on X that says no patriot should have less than 100K followers or 25K followers. Those are the pages that I immediately supported. I immediately follow their pages because I agree with them. Because the stronger we are together, the more of a threat we are to the government. And right now, I'm on my Facebook page. I must be a threat on Facebook to my local government because I got liberals and leftists looking at me. They know who I am. They know, and they connected me with my business. They keep good. They keep tabs on me on the local level. I wouldn't mind, and I'm not scared of them. I wouldn't be scared if the whole government up to President Biden or Dictator Biden looked at me. But the bigger we are, that's the bigger threat, the bigger the threat we are to them. So why are all of us not a big threat to them? Charlie Cook is definitely a big threat. He gets everything from trolls to physical attacks. Because he has millions of followers on all his platforms. And I would not be afraid of that because there's nothing the leftists can do to me. There's nothing that the government American empire could do to me that hasn't been done when I was in fact, they could do, the worst they can do is less than what I endured as a kid. That's why I went through the abuse as a kid. So there's no abuse they can do that's new to me. So I'm not scared to take them on. I'm not scared to, say the truth. And we need to think new. We need to think of new ways to fight. Supporting a candidate just because they're in your party is not going to cut it anymore. We need not unless not unless if they've proven themselves. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I would vote for her as a congresswoman as long as she wanted to serve. Because she uses the word impeachment. She's impeachment happy. We need impeachment happy right now. With a great deal of our government but what do we do? Oh, well, they're career politicians that do nothing for us, but it's better than the Democrats. No, it's worse than the Democrats. Just because they're in your party, that means they're working with them. It's called a uni party. That's like saying, okay, think about it this way. You would not trust a double ancient if you found out that someone is a double ancient in a war and they're working for your enemy. You would not trust that person. That's exactly what a uniparty is. Stop voting for your party and start voting for individualism. The way our government was meant to be to begin with. It's either that, you know, so it's like this. If you had a choice, see, this is why I see everyone doing. If it was Nikki Haley versus Biden, all the Democrat supporters would be going. Most of them are leaving the Democrat and they would vote for Trump. But at the moment, they're mad at the Biden administration for everything that's going on. Many of them are. And they would probably vote for Nikki. But then the conservatives who say, well, it's better than Biden, so I'll have to vote for her. That's brainwash. That means you're brainwashed. To be quite frank, that means you're brainwashed. To a political party. I would not vote for anyone that has democratic evil values. And Nikki Haley proved to be that. And so And I would look for a third party. Now I heard Kennedy Jr. ended up being like that. Now I gotta watch the video that got him in hot water. But so far, the only one that hasn't gone in hot water, but I disagree with one issue, and that's the abortion one, is Lars Mapstead. Well, that, and I don't like the fact that he would not support Trump. So there's two reasons why I don't like him. But other than that, if it came down to Nikki Haley, who wants to send people to war to die, just so she can get more money from war profiteering, and Lars Mapstead, who would want to stop the war, I mean, you got one person that's going to cause death, you got another one that's going to cause death. But which one's going to be better for the country? The one that's going to take away all our money and cause more death so they can have it for themselves? Or the one that's going to say, "Oh, okay, we'll just leave people alone, let them have abortions if they want, and then we just have to fight differently because we'll actually have money to do it in our own pockets, more money in our own pockets to fight against the heart of the issue." I mean, we can either all die, there could be many, I mean, either way, there would be deaths. But that's a choice every one of you have to make for yourselves. And then we'll all have to live with what the majority puts into office. That is, if there's no corruption in the elections, to where we end up having 4 more years of all that we're going through today. All I know is we need something new. We need new people in our government, locally, statewide, and nationally. All 3 branches of government. We cannot afford to put the same people in without doing our own research. I'll do the best I can to give you the local level, in my area, indefinitely. I will help you anywhere in the country. If you contact me, you can, message me on any of the social medias, Gab being number 1, or Facebook. And that's another thing. Why are we supporting Zuckerberg continuously on his metaverse and not supporting Gab? Gab.com would be a great way for patriots to support a patriot company. Now, I know it's religious. I don't know how Christian it is, but I do know they do not do censorship. They're not even allowed on the Google or Apple Play Store because they refuse to do any kind of censorship. Now, but many of us won't go on Gab? Yeah, no one ever talks about going on Gab in any of the meetings I've ever gone to, private or public. Why? I never seen the only person that I ever hear the word gab.com from is Mindy Robinson. The only one. I'm still searching for others who would, promote Gab. Like, I would like to see Charlie Kirk promote it, Candace Owens, or Michael Knowles. I would love to see it. I would love to see them promote the heck out of Gab. I would love to see that company grow to the point of, beyond, beyond my imagination, and give fashion the metaverse the Bud Light treatment. Eh, when Donald Trump created Truth Social, this was this was before Twitter got bought out by Elon Musk. How many of us switched to Truth Social? No one. Well, there were many, but Truth Social still had issues gaining popularity. Why? I thought Trump's the man. I thought, oh, we support Trump, but not his Truth Social. With many of them, it's really pathetic. I mean, thankfully, now what I would have agreed with was maybe Donald Trump should have bought X before, Elon Musk. He had the money, he had the means, and then he could have, and he's good at firing people that are no good. And then just think, he can't do business in New York, I believe, for 3 years. So that would be 3 years of great revenue outside of the state of New York. That means no more X in. I do believe X was in New York. If it is, that would have been another company going bye-bye. That would have been bread and butter to the politicians. But in the fact that a judge can even have that much power to take away someone's right to do business in the state is unbelievable. In fact, we need to start limiting the power of a judge to the Constitution first, and then the law. And if the law contradicts the Constitution, then the judge would have to say, well, the Constitution says this, so no, we can't do. Bam. We can't, the 14th Amendment, says property rights. So what the judge did there was violated his 14th Amendment. Because property rights should not be limited. Like, he should have never had, he should have maybe paid a fine if there was truly any guilt, but not to do business for 3 years in the state in the state of New York, that's overkill. Now, if he went out of business because he had to pay so much, that would be different. But but a judge should not have so much power they could practically do anything they want. They were honor bound to the Constitution. They sworn to the Constitution, don't they? Feel free to say something. Feel free to let me know yes or no. What? But I do believe they sworn to the Constitution, which means they sworn to uphold it, which means they should judge by that first. But what was his support when he had Truth Social, when Twitter was corrupted? How often did I want to leave Twitter? But no, it's so popular. Thankfully, Elon Musk bought it. And I would actually hope Donald Trump would merge with X and become even bigger. And if Elon Musk was smart, he would take him as a business partner, I would say. And make it even a better platform. But yeah, I had all this on my mind this last week. And I'm hoping that we will change as conservatives and make us stronger. Well, our movement means nothing. I've been to many meetings. Like, here's another one. I love what Lisa Scheller and Dean Browning started with the Win Again PAC organization. And their goal is to win again. And as much as I like to support them, there is information in my head, thanks to some wonderful patriots out there, that confirmed what I said about elections. And to this day, and I tried to tell Lisa last time I seen her, there's something she needs to know. I mean, there's something they all need. Now, I would say everyone needs to know, because let me put it this way: the computers are not going to work for us. They're going to work against us. It's already programmed to go against us. And if you think that, paper, like going back to paper ballots would be a great idea. But we the people cannot allow the government. I would say this: the people cannot allow the government to no longer have control over the elections. It's we the people that have to do it. Strictly us. Now we can. And I'm sure many people would disagree with me. That's okay. But don't be surprised when everything that I know is going to happen does happen. And that is interference. Number 46, tenured penalty. But so basically, yeah. So we're almost out of time. I'm hoping that anyone who listens to this will get in contact with me on what's really going on in America. You can find me on the metaverse. You can find me on X, Truth Social, Gab, just by typing in WRGOA. Or you can email me, which you can find on WRGOA.com. And if you go to About Me, and you can, you can also find my email address on the social media platforms as well. And hopefully you'll help me end the color division as well by picking up a Human Lives Matter t-shirt on WRGOA.com/shop. But yeah, if you're tired of the color division in this world, please pick one of these shirts up and spread that message. Not only would you be supporting a patriot, but you'd be supporting two patriots. Me and my supplier. My supplier told me I was his biggest sell of the year, like 2 years ago. That's how long I had 300 Human Lives Matter t-shirts. But I will see you all next week. And so have a good week. Hopefully we get more comments onto here next week, and have a good night.